If you say his name, or even think it, he'll come for you. He makes us see things.
Don't say it, don't think it.
He makes us do things.
Don't say it, don't think it.
He spreads like a virus.
Don't say it, don't think it.
We're all losing our minds.
Don't say it, don't think it.
What do you see?
We have to help them.
No, it's a trick!
Don't say it, don't think it. Don't say it, don't think it.
Bye-bye, man.
Sort of creepy, like skinny, tall, like image that has sort of popped up in social media, and he kind of is like a Slender Man, which is a creepy sort of 21st century boogeyman, right. You know, and yeah, I don't think we're creating it. I think Stacy and Jonathan, the writer and the director, created it. We're just living it, you know, and freaking out, you know, on camera.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Carrie Ann, you've been in some pretty trippy movies, Memento and The Matrix. How psychological and intense was this experience?
Well, for me, probably the most challenging part of the whole process was actually reading the script, because it's pretty scary. My particular role isn't, I don't have to, you know, carry the weight of the movie like he does, and my part, I play a detective, and so I'm really witnessing what's going on, but it wasn't happening to me. So it wasn't really challenging at all for me in that way. It was fun. It was a fun time, but reading it was a challenge. It was scary, yeah, for sure. And I had to think about like, do I want to be in that? Like, it's a scary concept. It's a scary idea. And then I talked to Stacy, who is directing it, and understanding her vision and understanding her, you know, her husband wrote it. And then you know, for me, it's like, do I want to be part of this experience, right? And I'm often drawn to sort of darker stories, which is interesting if you knew me and you knew my life, and you know how kind of light I can be. But I like good stories, and I like you know, scripts that I actually, you know, you can read a script and kind of like nod off, but the script, there's no nodding off.
What was scary about it?
All of it.
Good answer.
Seriously.
How is this different from, say, demonic possession?
Oh, well, it's more subtle, which I think is the creepier aspect than a straight like drag me to hell or like a, you know, exorcism or something like that, because it really, they try for so long to just not freak out and not like acknowledge what is happening, because it's really subtle. It's, you know, he gets inside your head and makes you, it's not really possession, because you're sort of hallucinating things. You're seeing your girlfriend and your friend in a different way, and maybe you walk in and you see them like
making you paranoid. It's
like, making you paranoid,
yeah.
and then like it really sort of plays on your own fears, you know. So it's not really a possession. It's more of a, you know, feeling what your fear is and then projecting it onto the world until you really start to, you know, spiral, and so it's really.
Yeah, I kept thinking in the script, like when I was reading it, like, can he be stronger? Can his mind, because we, you know, in real life, this happens to all of us, right? Where
jealousy can happen,
you know,
and then it can fester.
You start to see things skewed by how a thought you have.
Yeah.
And so this takes that idea that we all live with every day and takes it to this extreme place.
Rumble of a garbage truck will like make you think like the roof is going to cave in or something.
Yeah, I mean, the mind is powerful.
Yeah.
It's a powerful tool, and sometimes it, you know, depending on what you feed it in terms of information or expose it to, you can kind of go down a slippery slope. We see it all the time. People are losing their minds left, right, and center.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's just very, very relatable in the scariest sense, because it is not an over-the-top demonic possession exorcism with a priest, like with the holy water, you know. Exorcism is a great film. I mean, it's a classic, obviously, but it's a little bit more subtle, which is, I think, it's sort of unique angle.
Right. Is this film about superstition, or is it about something else?
Well, superstition, I guess I don't have a real clear idea of superstition. I'm not a very superstitious person, so like Friday the 13th, we were talking about it opens on Friday the 13th, which some people have a superstition with, like you were saying, you don't like to, fly on Friday the 13th if you can't help it. Some buildings take away the 13th floor when you're in them, it goes from like 12 to 14. I guess it does have a little bit of superstition in it. For me, the aspect that is way more powerful is the power of the mind, and he's sort of a physical manifestation of. Don't you sometimes feel like there is like a creepy entity in your head, bolstering up something that's just in your head that's really not productive?
Don't you say cancel, cancel, cancel 3 times if you have a thought that you really don't want to have?
I mean, I went to therapy
right?
to board the different train, Douglas. Don't go in there
Yeah, I think we really do. We all every day have something. I'll go onto a news feed and it's like I go, oh, that story, I want to read that story, and then I got the darn story in my mind, and I have to actually be disciplined not to read those stories because they ruin my day.
Yeah, and this, it's like that, but they ruin their existence.
Yeah.
Have you resolved those voices in your head yet?
I have really good medical insurance.
He's pretty healthy. He's a healthy person.
Yeah.
He's doing pretty good.
Fantastic. Thank you both so
Thank
much.
you.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Thank you.